Spooky Talk Show. Yeah, yay. That's all I got for you right now. We're back. We're live. Hey, all right. Is there anybody watching? Anybody streaming with us? Anybody still there? Anybody fall asleep and wake up and I'm still there and you don't even know what's going on? Hey, that kind of shit happens. Well, we're back. We got 2 hours left. In a house of 4 boys, all approaching their teenage years. You can probably imagine chaos that ensued, and I had to shut down the stream for a little bit. But we're back. 2 hours left, final stretch. Yeah, we got a long ways to go, but hey, maybe we can get there. We're going to get as far as we can and not look back. You guys ready? I found a few more clips for you. Jump in the chat if you can. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You can watch me cut a video for Facebook or for YouTube now. Let's see. Not for YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube. It's for Instagram. Hey, Instagram, we got 2 hours left of our live stream. So tune in on youtube.com/spookytalkshow. Hit our telegram. It's not a telegram. It's a telethon. I've been awake too long. Help me. I need help and so go and share and maybe donate. I don't know. Comment. And there we go. And that's how you do an Instagram. That's what the kids said. They said you do that and then you're done. So let's post that sucker. Final 2 hours. And there we go. La ti da. Okay, now we'll see if that helps. Okay, well, there's at least a couple people watching, it looks like, and that's good to know. If you are watching and you can chat along with us, that's awesome. Right up there is where you can donate. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and in the chat as well, as a couple of people have done. And yeah, we've got some fun videos. I dug up a few more things. We've got some ashtray baby head footage. We've got some Sinners at Whitewater footage with some go-go dancers. I know you're going to want to watch that, but yeah, if you want go-go dancers, you got to tip. I mean, that's pretty standard. You can't watch go-go dancers and not tip. That's just not cool. So you want to throw $1, $2 our way with one of those things. And then you get to see the go-go dancers and us as well. So there you go. And I think Leewood Thomas is in that one. Leewood. Let me run through a list of names real quick. We got Adrian Brigman, Andy War, Paul Hodge, Scott Hinterthur, Nicholas Joubert, Victoria Jenkins, Melanie Boyd, Valerie Linker, Robert Duarte, Wyatt Hamilton, Sarah Crossan, Leewood Thomas, J.R. Top, Clint Jones, and John Hatton. And I'm probably missing somebody because I'm very sleep deprived. But those people are all number one, awesome. They've all donated to the stream and the cause, and that's fantastic. And we thank them, and that's got us all the way up to right there, $500. Yeah, it's only half, but we got a couple of hours. Maybe we can make a big push. John Hatton just couldn't stand there being a $.99, and he rounded us up to $500. That was the last donation we got, and that was his second donation. So double thanks to you, John. I'm going to put John Hatton. Maybe I'll just say your name twice when I do the list. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, so I found some new videos. We've got us playing a good song from a band you've never heard of, from a movie you've heard of. And what else? And something else. And then there was a time when the Sinners were a rockabilly band with an upright bass, and we got some footage from that too. And what else? Oh, well, we've got an entire Ashtray Babyhead concert, an entire Ashtray Babyhead show, the whole thing. So, we got that to look forward to. And yeah, I've also got the second half of our Motley Crue story time. So if you want to hear the second half of Motley Crue, I'm going to need some kind of confirmation. I'm going to need somebody to make a Motley Crue reference in the chat. Doesn't matter what it is. Kickstart My Heart. Kill Hanoi Rocks. Too soon? So, yeah. So, cool. Well, we've got a couple of videos that we can watch right now. And I think you're going to like this one. If I can make it work. Let's see. Let's try this one and see what happens. Here we go.
All right, now we're going to play one we
The Sinners at Whitewater Tavern playing Big Bear by Steak. Best known for its use in the movie Super Troopers. That good drunken fight with that song as the background. Can't go wrong. Those were our two go-go dancers for a short amount of time. Lolly and Tallulah. And they did mostly they just mostly distracted everyone from the band. It worked. No one noticed we weren't that good, and cheered and bought us drinks. It's not a bad deal. Okay, so we got an hour 45. I don't know that we're gonna make it, you guys, but we're having some. Oh wow, we're losing a lot of frames too. That's not great. Well, let's see what else we can run. How about this?
This first song is called Fucking Cool. Tell you out, the freak out, the one that you never
Bedford sweating away. Jeff Matika playing his guitar. Actually playing Jason's guitar. It's a very rare guitar. That's a Fender Telecaster Elite from the 80s with active mini humbuckers. Very distorted guitar. Very cool. I think that's the only show where Scott Cook there ever played a Telecaster as far as I can recall. And probably the only show where Tedford ever used a bolo tie. Maybe ever. You can see the band started with some swim goggles, which was taken from their leftover from their first show look, where they all wore swim goggles and scrubs. They ditched the scrubs, went with suits, but kept the goggles for some reason. They all got haircuts except for Ryan there, and everybody except Scott has already ditched the goggles, which is not surprising. It would be probably really tough to play and see in those things. This was all shot by David Licky, multiple cameras, and board recording.
Saturday, October the 7th, right here. The song is called Purple Tail Parasol.
Donate right there, right down there, and you can do it. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, any of those. Those are all good. all of those are good. So you can donate to one of those or all of those at the same time. Chat along if you can. Hit the like button if you can. If you're watching, and you can just hit that like button. That at least makes me know that you're listening. We've only got about an hour and a half, guys. If we can get a few more people watching live, then we'll get out of this video and do something else, tell some stories, that sort of thing. Did he just throw a peace sign? Is that what that? Did I just see that?
I'd like to take a moment for Oval Redenbacher. Everybody, please bow their heads.
Missed it. Scott just asked everyone to bow their heads for a moment of silence for Orville Redenbacher. Maybe he died that day. Anybody know? Did he die in
Eat some popcorn tonight, y'all.
1995? This, of course, is Ashtray's famous version of Rock You Like a Hurricane by the Scorpions, which has some similarity to Rock You Like a Well, I'm working on it, Adrian. Is that better? I'll turn the music down, and then I can go, hey, and then I'll turn the music back up. Does that work? Scott only knew some of the words to the song, and in fact, his lack of knowledge of the words became the lyrics for the second verse. I'll tell you something, I don't know the words, he says. Yeah, we know, Scott, we know you don't know the words, but that's okay. That's all right. The lead singer Scott was never, ever satisfied with his guitar amp. Didn't matter what the amp did, what it looked like, what it sounded like. He only played an average of 2 gigs, I would say, per amp, and then he had a different amp. I could be exaggerating, maybe that's just the way I remember it, but he went through a lot of amps. A lot of guitars too, but a lot of amps. So we got less than an hour and a half left, you guys. We are still sitting about halfway to our goal. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, it's all there right there on the screen. You can donate. Share this video. That helps a lot. If you can't donate, that's okay. Share, you know. If I could turn back time. That's just a sample of the quality jokes you'll hear here on Spooky Talk Show. Did I just see Adrian Brinkman in the crowd there? I think maybe I did. No, I don't know. But it's possible. You could have been there. Don't lie. There for a moment, we saw one of the cameramen that David Lipke brought from UALR with a classic old-school over-the-shoulder VHS recorder. You remember those guys? No, you don't, do you?
We have a t-shirt for $4.99, the cheapest in fucking town. You cannot buy a brand t-shirt for $4.99. We also have tapes that we're going to give away.
No idea where Scott came up with the accent that he used, because he didn't talk like that, and he never talked like that after the first couple of months of the band.
So I'm living on the fucking farm.
I think this one is called Farm Boy. This is another really early one that disappeared pretty quick. First rule of punk rock, when you need to fill some space in between lyrics, you just add fucking. Always stuck sitting behind Scott's amplifier, usually with direct eye contact with Ryan there. Now Ryan was an incredible and incredibly powerful drummer, but he made it seem so easy. He exuded very little effort, so he spent most of his time just trying to catch my eye and make me laugh. Didn't matter that he was nailing every fill, he was really trying to make me laugh with a funny look. Not mistaken, this was the band's second show ever. The first one was a peep show. Maybe they did another peep show. So this could be the third show, but I want to say this was maybe the second show, September 30th, 1995. This was all filmed with multiple cameras by David Lipke, who ran Video Zoo over at UALR, which was, he was kind of our local Ricky Rackman. Heavy one. And it stayed around for a little while, but there was also a song called The Real Light One. It didn't stick around that long. Scott Cook's early lyrics. If you were a lesbian and I was a gay Englishman, that would be the heavy one. Guys, we've only got about an hour and 20 minutes left. If you haven't donated, right there, even $1 will help get us a little closer to our goal. And we may have some donors that are matching donations, so every dollar helps. John Hatton rounded us off to $500, and we've kind of been stuck there for a little while, but we've still got an hour and 18 minutes left. So share this video and help me make fun of Ashtray Babyhead, and we'll watch a couple more videos, and I'll tell some stories about opening for Motley Crue and the oddities that ensued with that. Now, if it looks like the band just got haircuts, they did. Either that afternoon or the day before. Whitney, I don't remember what Whitney's last name was, but hairstyles by Whitney was the phrase, and Whitney cut all their hair. Up until that day, they all had very long, like grunge, Seattle grunge style hair. Ryan left his a little bit long, but I want to say it was as long as theirs. But they all had very long Seattle grunge hair until that afternoon. A minute and all just appreciate Jason Tedford's Western suit. It never made another appearance, but just look at it in all its glory with the bolo tie. This is also the only song that Jason Tedford ever sang any backing vocal of any type. In this song, he just screams, but that is more than he ever did in any other song. Trent Reznor's younger brother, Chip. Oh, hey, sorry, couldn't help it there, Jeff. Hey, just tuning in. We only got a little bit of time left. Right down there, you can donate, and it would mean a lot. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Share this video with your friends. Maybe pass it around on social media with those weirdos that like to follow everything you do.
That's exactly the way it fucking goes.
Okay, so this song is called Beetle Needle, and the song is okay, but I got a story about it that's a lot better than the song. So the song was about some heroin addicts that Scott saw on an episode of like Sally Jesse Raphael, and so he wrote the song. It was in no way glamorizing heroin addiction. Well, one day at Vino's, we get there an hour or two before the show, and another musician who has definitely had a reputation of using heroin approached Scott. And he said something to Scott that Scott didn't make out. He said, "What?" He said, "You come outside and I'll tell you what I said." Okay. Scott follows him outside into the parking lot with his hands in his pockets, acting calm. This guy says, "I hear you wrote a song glamorizing heroin use." He says, "No, you heard wrong." And this guy's not too happy anyway, especially if he finds out that he's wrong. So he takes a swing at Scott. Now, Scott's pretty much on it. So Scott catches the guy's hand, and within seconds, well, we're not exactly sure what happened, but when we rounded the corner, because we were inside, and somebody, maybe the manager, said, "Hey, I think Scott is about to beat the shit out of that guy in the parking lot." So we all run outside. By the time we get around there, Scott is on his back. Scott is on this guy's back. This guy's laying face down in the gravel, and Scott is just rubbing his face into the gravel. How do you like that now? Is this what you wanted? Is this how you thought this was going to go down? We all are like, Scott. Scott lets him go. Guy runs off. Then Scott disappears. Turns out, well, before a show, Scott's got to go take a shit, so Scott had to go take a shit. You're not going to go in Vino's and take a shit. What are you, nuts? No. He went home and took a shit like any rational person would. So we didn't exactly know what happened until after he got back, and then it was too late because then the show was time to start. And that's the story about Beetle Needle, the Ashtray Baby Head song that never got played after this show. Well, so we got an hour and 12 minutes. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Thanks to John Hatton for rounding us up to $500, but we're stuck at $500, John. Somebody give us $1, make it $501, and then or $501.99, and that'll make somebody's OCD go nuts, and they'll have to donate just to round it off, and then we can keep that going. We're at $500. Someone donates $666, and then that'll make someone mad, and we can go back and forth with that. I don't care. I'd love to tell my Motley Crue story, so give me any reason to. Give me one donation, and I will tell the Motley Crue story. If you listen very closely, they pull the move in this song where they say the name of the band in the song. You know, that old thing you do? Let's listen. To know is, where's the Bailey's video that's like this? that song didn't last very long either. So we've got an hour and 8 minutes, guys. An hour and 8 minutes. We haven't had any new donations in half a day. So this may be the end of it. This may be as good as we get. But I'm going to sit here and make fun of this Ashtray Baby Head video as long as I can. I could probably do that. I could probably do this for another hour. I can make it to 9. If I make it to 9, at least I feel like I accomplished something. I said I was going to stream till 9. I'll give that a shot. Now, this one, I believe this is the real soft one. This disappeared very quickly. Hard to see that Scott basically formed this band after listening to a lot of Buddy Holly. I mean, a lot of Buddy Holly. I'll give him this. Tedford committed to that suit. That suit was like, it looks like David Byrne's Western brother, and he's sticking to it. I know he's sweating his balls off in there. I don't think Matika sweats. He's like a lizard. This one was dropped from the set fairly early on. It's the slow dancing numbers, the slow 50s dancing numbers, they just didn't work in the middle of the pop rock set. These exact same 4 guys playing the same instruments were a band called Pseudo Hippie and sounded much more like Pearl Jam. We got an hour and 4 minutes, an hour and 4 minutes left. And next donation, I will tell the amazing second half of the Motley Crue story. So any donation, $1, $2, $400, I will tell that amazing second half of the Motley Crue story. Last night I told you the story about how me and those boys right there ended up winning a contest to open for Motley Crue. And you want to know what happened, right? You want to know how it went, right? All right, so give me a donation and I'll tell you that story. I also promise to stop dancing if there's any donation at all. How about that? No more dancing, any donation. Ryan Scott. Oh, and we got Galactic Girl to finish out the credits. So you got Jeff Matika, Ryan Scott, Scott Cook, and Jason Tedford. Yeah, shot and directed by David Lipke there. And, Tripod. Chris Rock and Roll Carroll. Yeah, Chris Carroll. G&W. Hairstyles by Whitney. See, I wasn't making that up. Those guys literally had long Pearl Jammy hair left over from the pseudo hippie days, and then Whitney came in and just chopped it all off, and there you go. September 30th, 1995. There it is. Distributed by themselves. Oh, what fun times. Yeah, David Lipke ran Video Zoo on our local cable access, our college cable access, and was a lot like our little own Ricky Rackman, and gave us all the information about the local metal bands and punk bands and things, and yeah, and those were good times. Those were good times. Dave's making fishing shows now. I don't think there's a lot of heavy metal in there anymore. I think I've got a couple more videos that I can play for you guys, but really, we've only got an hour left. We got an hour left to try and get as close as we can to our goal. If we can't hit the goal, well, if we can get close, then, well, that's closer than farther away. So if you can donate, awesome. If you can't, you can share this and let your friends know, and they can watch me dissolve into madness. Is this mic actually? Is this? No, it's not. Okay. Oh, guys, it's been a long ride here. So if we can get any kind of donation right now, I will tell the second half to our Motley Crue story, and hopefully it's worth it. And yeah. So Patreon, I'm losing it. I got 1 hour to go. I'll just wake myself up. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, right there. You can also donate down in the little chat bar. We just watched a little clip of Asher Babyhead back in the day, and yeah, where's our Baileys? Where's our Poker Face? Where's our Hagfish? That's the good question. Okay, Robert's back from work. What'd you miss? Not a whole lot. We watched a lot of the same videos, and now I'm doing commentary on some of them as well. We've only got 1 hour left, just 1 hour left, and it doesn't look like we're going to hit the goal. But what an effort! What a valiant effort! I'm going to read some names again. We got Adrian Brigman, Andy War. We got Paul Hodge, Scott Hinterthur, Nicholas Joubert. We got Victoria Jenkins, Melanie Boyd, Valerie Smith-Linker. We got Robert Duarte. We got Wyatt Hamilton, Sarah Crossan, Leewood Thomas, J.R. Top, Clint Jones, and John Hatton. I mean, guys, I'm blown away. Thank you. It means a lot. Hopefully we can figure out a way to, make this work with the money that we've got, and keep bringing you guys a show. Well, it's 8 o'clock, so this is the time when our normal spooky talk show would usually start. So you know what? Well, let's see. How about I go ahead, and I wasn't planning on doing this, but hey, you know what? Paul Hodge, our head writer, sent over some jokes, and I already read them, but you know what? You guys that are watching, you probably weren't even here when I read those jokes. So why don't I go ahead and read them again? What could it possibly hurt? Just my feelings. So let's see if I can. Come on now. Okay. If anybody was waiting till the last minute, hey, this is it. This is the last minute. And where's our monologue jokes? Here they come now. All right. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for some monologue jokes? Of course you are. What could be funnier? Well, let's start with this. A suspected impaired driver pulled over in Utah turned out to be a 5-year-old who had taken his parents' car after they refused to buy him a Lamborghini. The boy only had $3 in his wallet, State police recommend the boy wait to buy a Lamborghini. Preferably his midlife crisis like everyone else. Ba-dum-bum. A recent headline reads, Biden wants the media to cover more of his events. And Trump does too. That's not even a headline from The Onion. The plan from President Trump's re-election campaign is to let the opposition speak and wait for him to say something stupid. That should take about 45 minutes. Ooh, boo. I got to do my sound effects myself. Boo. One guy liked it. 8 people at a San Antonio bar were shot when a man opened fire after being denied entry for being intoxicated. How's that go? I'm not drunk, I'll shoot you? Okay. The victims are going to have a tough time going forward whenever someone yells, shots, at a bar. Calm down. They're all expected to live. Belgians are being encouraged to eat more fries to offset a drop in demand among the coronavirus. Take that, side salad. I'm fries. I'm shooting the side salad with my sodium guns. I don't know. Kim Yo-jong, the sister of North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, recently threatened military action against South Korea after leaflets criticizing the North Korean regime were floated across the border. Yo-jong was the expected successor after recent rumors that Jong-un had died surfaced. Now, internet commentators are focusing on Yo-jong's looks more than the fact that she'll just be as evil as her brother and late father. When reached for comment, Yo-jong said, "New despot, who this?" I couldn't get through that one earlier. A Helsinki, Finland bakery managed to keep itself in business by making novelty cakes that look like toilet paper rolls. They got the idea when they realized their sales were in the toilet. Flush sound effect. Groan. Yep. Flush sound effect groan. There you go. That's what you get. That's what you get, quality programming here at Spooky Talk Show. Guys, we've got just a little bit less than an hour. It'd be great to get any donation in this last hour would just be awesome, just kind of as a last push. So maybe share this around your social media, share it with your friends, tell them to check it out, and that it's the last hour. $1 counts, $2 counts. I'm going to see what other videos we've got to play that you haven't seen yet. I'm not sure exactly what I've got. So we're going to go with... well, let's see. Where's my list? We're going to do... Here we go. This man does not get enough credit. He is our head writer. He writes our monologue jokes every single week. I do my best not to butcher them, and I don't always succeed, but that doesn't mean that it's any of his fault. So we're going to take a little clip here. We've got 55 minutes left, you guys. Here's a clip from the Vino's Benefit with Paul Hodge. Here he is, our head writer. If you're wondering where your money's going to go every month to Spooky Talk Show, this is where it goes. It goes to pay the writer and make sure he comes up with some good jokes. So here we go. Let's see what Paul Hodge has to say.
All right, we better get somebody funny up here fucking fast.
What do you mean?
Who is our first comic, Michael Brown?
Oh, that's
I'm still here.
great question.
Oh, come on. You were at the meeting, right? We had the 12-step meeting.
Well, the first comedian that is coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, he's producing shows all across Central Arkansas, and we're real lucky to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for my good friend, Mr. Paul Hodge.
All right, let's give it up for Michael Brown and Josh. Thank you guys for coming out, supporting Spooky Talk Show. Name a better talk show, I dare you. Okay, maybe Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but it's close. But I am excited to be here. I am excited to be going first because I can start drinking once I get off stage. Well, theoretically I can, but I don't drink before I go on stage now after what we call the incident. But, when I start drinking, I say stuff out loud that makes perfect sense in my head. And then when you say it, people look at you like you're a fucking idiot. Hey, Paul, I think you're drunk. No, I'm not. Yeah, I think you're drunk. Nah, dude, fuck bitches. Get money. What the hell did you say? I said, take my keys. All right, so this looks like a crowd that had a shitty Valentine's Day. Have I nailed that one correctly? Yeah, I figured. That's okay. I did too, guys. I thought I found a girl to spend Valentine's Day with, and that flamed out. She was an actress, which I thought was really cool. I've got a theater background myself, and obviously I like performing arts. Turns out she had a recurring role as a good person. You may have seen her perform at such places as Walmart and church. So once again, wound up sitting around with my buddies, drinking beer, talking about, where that line is, like, considered a deal breaker with a girl. And there's always that one guy. Would you date a girl with herpes? Is she inflamed? Shut up, you fucking asshole. Or then if somebody always wants to go, hey, would you date a porn star? Leads to that every time. And everybody thinks that's awesome. But think about the last time you had a rental car. You were like, yeah, this is nice, but I'm not keeping it, so I'm not slowing down for speed bumps or trying to keep the interior pristine. Okay, a little bit of a time release, but that's cool. All right. Yeah. I wrote that joke 2.5 years ago. Just now got it to work. All right. Anyway, but then we started talking about, well, what is your type? What do you look for in a girl? And I'm like, I'm single and in my 30s. Obtainable? Text back. Maybe reads on occasion. Maybe that one's becoming negotiable. Affordable? That's a good one. Okay. Affordable. All right, but no, the reading is becoming negotiable because all of my friends in relationships, male or female, are pretty much just wish their significant other would shut the hell up. So maybe I don't need a smart girl. Somebody that's got something to say, maybe not. But they're like, physically, what do you look for in a girl? And I was like, I think about all the girls that I usually tend to go for, and I realized that I tend to be into, curvy white girls. And then I went, that's why I hate black guys. We're competing for the same girls. I'm not racist. I'm just bitter and lonely. That's a relief, I guess. Yeah. No, but I am getting to an age where, I realize I do need to find somebody else just to freaking take care of me. I'm not a functional adult anymore. I need somebody to cook for me, not because I'm stuck with this antiquated gender roles, just because I suck at it. Making mac and cheese. And then I throw the box away, and then I forget the direction, so I'm like, you know what? I don't need to pull it out of the trash. It was 4 cups of milk, right? Yeah. No, it was 1/4 cup milk. Now I'm having soup. Shit. Oh. But I am getting all these wedding invitations now, and every social mutant I know is settling down and getting married, except for me. But they always include where they're registered. They're like, hey, we're getting married. Buy us plates. Your dumbasses didn't have plates when you got together. Look, I'm single and I have plates. Is this some big life accomplishment I didn't realize I have? Should this be on my online dating profile? Ladies, not to brag, but I've got my own plates. And bowls. You're not really my target demographic, but thank you for that endorsement. I'll take care of that later. Now, I did try the online dating thing for a while, and you always have to, decode the language on those profiles. Like when a girl says, oh, I'm very honest, that means she's going to bitch about everything. Or she just is a bitch. The word bitch is coming up somewhere. Of course, you know, not that I've ever dated a guy, but if a guy ever says, I'm not into games, run. That's like when a politician tells you they're honest or a comic tells you they're funny. Don't trust that shit. No. The last girl that told me she was honest sent me a picture, and she had this long, really pretty jet black hair, and I was like, ah, cool. Then I show up and meet her, and she's got this 8-inch mohawk. Yeah, no joke there, it just happened. And the picture she sent me was pretty old, from what I can tell. It was about, I don't know, 65 pounds old. Yeah, and I'm fine with extra pounds. I really am. Got extra pounds myself. Just own it. I don't want to show up and go, some fat bitch ate my date. It gets awkward when we call the police and we're filling out statements. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, I told my dad about meeting up with Mohawk Girl, and first thing he said was, well, son, maybe she was a freak in the bed. I was like, well, she's a freak everywhere else. Oh. I didn't even catch that. I'm actually trying to. But a lot of my buddies are having kids, and that's even worse to me right there. Like, I'm not ready for that. I can't remember to watch my language around these damn children. You ever seen a 4-year-old look at their father and go, Daddy, what does skull fuck mean? It means Uncle Paul's not invited to your birthday party next year. Paul, go get ice. We've got ice. Shut the fuck up and go get ice. Damn, okay. Oh. But all my coworkers couldn't believe that I, don't have kids. They're like, well, why don't you have kids? Better at pulling out than you, I guess? No, I'm not ready to have kids, man. I go in the grocery store and I see all these kids yelling at their mother, and I'm like, yep, it's time to mess with these kids. Hey, I can buy ice cream anytime I want. But, that behavior a lot of times is the fault of the parents, so I have to say something to them that'll make them bitter and jealous. I've never seen Frozen. Thought I'd let you know. Sometimes they start twitching. It's amazing. But one of my big fears is that, I'll have a kid, he'll turn 5, and he'll want to play soccer, and I'll have to go support him at the games. Like, I hate watching the World Cup, and these guys are the best in the world. The 5-year-old version of anything is terrible. I'm not going to have anything to do but stand on the sidelines and troll the former jock parents who push their kids into sports. My wife wanted to play the violin, but I said I ain't raising a queer. I always played sports. If it had a ball, I played it. What about you, Paul? I'd be over from my phone going, I am so sorry. What? I was distracted. Just got a text from Jack's other father. He's out of town on business. Oh, and to answer your question, I wasn't very athletic in high school, but I have played with my share of balls. Don't have any kids, but I do have a pet rabbit, which I think is way better. Yeah, she's cute, she's worthless, but I love her for no good reason, just like your kids. Oh, but the best thing about her is I can keep her in a cage without going to jail. Yeah. So, how are you guys doing in your New Year's resolutions? No? Yeah. Well, I'm not really big on making New Year's resolutions, but I had to add stop Googling symptoms to my list. Because 5 minutes later, I'm dying of shit I can't pronounce. I have pleurisy and Addison's disease and about 4 different types of cancer right now. How the fuck I got ovarian cancer, I have no idea. I just, hope my last hours are happy. But I'll leave you guys with this, There's a lot of, political and racial turmoil in the country right now, and there's all these protests and marches, and I think we need a warm-up cause. Something to bring everyone together. So that being said, if anyone wants to organize a march on Comcast customer service, I'm in. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Hey, there we go. Hey, that was Paul Hodge. He's our head writer here. He handles all those monologue jokes every week. And I don't know where he comes up with them every time, but he always comes through in the clinch. Is that what is that the right? I don't. Brain's not working. Hey guys, we've got less than 45 minutes here before the end of the stream. Started at 9 o'clock last night, go until 9 o'clock today. Had a little bit of a break in there in between, kind of in the middle. But here we are, hoping to wrap it up. I was hoping to get at least one donation during this last 2-hour block, but that's all right as long as I'm with you guys. That's still pretty good. I'd love it if you guys left a like on the stream, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. And if you share this on Facebook or something like that, then that's cool as well. That was Paul Hodge from our benefit show from Vino's Brew Pub. You'll notice a lot of the videos take place at Vino's Brew Pub. Just a lot of good stuff going on there. What can you say? And so let's see. So we've got one more little video here. This is what happens when myself, Paul Hodge, and Josh Daring head over to Conway to see what's going on in the world of cosplay.
We got a bunch of other crap lined up.
And let me tell you. Hey! We're at the Conway Expo Center. It's Arkansas Comic Conway. Iron Man's freaking here. Oh,
There he is.
what did I say?
He'll be here eventually.
He'll be here eventually.
He'll be here
It's going to
eventually.
take him a minute.
And what are we doing here?
It's a good question.
Hanging out, running the booth.
There we go.
Hey, it's the Spooky Talk Show booth.
Hey, it's the Spooky Talk Show crew at Comic Conway. Okay, let's go inside and see what's going on.
We got badges.
You guys have the wristbands though?
And look, there are people filming things here.
Hey, we're filming them film. It's Inception. All right. All right, Josh, why don't you head that way? I'll follow you. So here we are with writers Josh Daring, Paul Hodge. We're here at Comic Conway.
Maximum Fear Dog.
John Cena.
Holy crap, John Cena's here, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't see him.
I can't see him either.
I don't know what that means, but look,
I'm here too.
he's here too.
He's here too.
He is MaximumFear.com himself, I guess.
I can see him though.
Of course, Bill Situi, a reclusive man, but agreed to make an appearance here, as you see. I don't know who that is.
All right, Josh. I'm gonna trust you
that's not a good idea.
choose who we talk to. All right.
Hey, look at that. We got Sonic the Hedgehog here. Come on over here.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog here on Spooky Talk Show. What are you doing in Conway? You should be running around like getting rings or whatever.
I needed some personal time off, you know?
Yeah, and Conway's absolutely the place to do that.
Right.
Again. Here we go. All right, so we're here at Comic Conway. We've got writers and actors Josh Daring and Paul Hodge. Guys, you're out of focus. Why are you out of focus? What's going on? There we go. Guys, tell us what we can expect from season 4 of Spooky Talk Show.
Well,
Thanks.
good thing, great things. We've actually got the next Avengers movie. We're actually going to be interviewing all of them and giving we're just going to show the next Avengers movie on the next episode of Spooky Talk Show.
Oh, in increments.
Yeah, it's going to be like the next season. We'll only show it 15 minutes at a time, so that should take 6 months, and we're all going to turn to dust at the end.
Paul, who's your favorite guest for season 4 of Spooky Talk Show?
Favorite guest? Well, we finally got Judge Reinhold.
We finally got Judge. Yeah, good
time.
Judge.
We finally got him. But then we told him he can't come on because it took too long. I mean,
he had his
we've
chance.
outgrown him.
It was mean, but it was fair.
We've outgrown him, man. We've got such big people coming up. You know,
Josh, which band did you think was the best from season 4 from the tapings we've done?
You know what? When the Beastie Boys showed up and they had the MCA hologram, that was pretty awesome. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of creamed my jeans. So.
All right, more of that in season 4 and not.
There you go. That didn't happen exactly, but that's okay because we're here now. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't John Cena talkative and informative? I know I was. Guys, we've got about 37 minutes left, and then this whole thing goes. And I don't mean that figuratively, like literally the computer is going to make that sound, and then I'm going to have to rush it out of the house before it explodes and sprays acid all over the place. It's done that once before. Hopefully it won't do that, before the stream ends. We got 37 minutes. Let's try and make the best of it. Now that was Josh, myself, and Paul roaming around Comic-Conway, which is a local Comic-Con, and we set up a booth and signed autographs and talked to people about the show and had a generally good time. And spent most of the time making fun of the Star Wars cosplayers who take themselves a little too seriously. You know who you are. Yeah. Anyway, so guys, we got 36 minutes. We got 36 minutes. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Share this and spread it around. Look how awful the quality of the cam is. That's what we're talking about here. It's not good. Big thanks to all of our donors, and big thanks to several people who sent us in some content. Unfortunately, we're limited by this Igor beast machine here, and I would love to have been able to rip some videos from YouTube that were sent to me by Skeeter Thompson, as well as some strange individual, the Eat Me production guys. Yeah, I wasn't really able to go and rip that and then stick it in here the way I was these other clips. Anytime I tried to do anything like that, my computer just said no, basically. So there we go. Same with Everett. Everett, I would love to debut partially mixed, brand new songs from your band, but it's just not going to do it. And that's a shame because Riots is a killer band, and I don't know that I've really heard much in terms of studio stuff. So if we can get another season out of this this whole thing, then maybe we can have Riots on. And now what Riots stand for is different at every show, which I find interesting. I think Ride In on the Shark, really, it's our 10th show. That was good, very clever. Big brains on those Riots guys. So there we go. We got now 34 minutes. So we're gonna play a little video, and you can look at me in the corner. Share this thing around. See if we can get somebody to donate another $5 or something, so we don't end on exactly half. If we could do more than half, hey, 501 is more than half, right? That's right. So maybe we can get a little bit in there. Let me see if I can find another little short video to play. Well, okay. How about if I was in the right folder when I look at those? Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. I don't know. Let's try 7. Is this it?
1, 2, 3, and holy Holly, she don't approve at all. She thinks that she's a pony, prancing in the front hall. gets up and rides at dawn, and nobody knows what's wrong. Oh, but she can't keep her trousers on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, Humpty, Dumpty, she's all better now. She thought that she was somebody else for a while. House at the North Pole, she went for a daily stroll, wearing a wig and a mink stole. That she's the daughter of rock and roll. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ivy boy couldn't be trusted. Even his face was an alien. Oh, time to live like Monty Hall. Oh, living life like a rubber ball. Oh, he found himself in Montreal, and Ivy couldn't deal at all. 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 Whoa, 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 whoa.
All right, there we go. We're back. That was just a little clip of me playing a song from one of my favorite obscure bands called Polaris. If you were a Nickelodeon fan in the 90s and you watched The Adventures of Pete and Pete, well, Polaris handled all of that killer music that you heard, including the theme song, Hey Sandy, which was a staple in the Sinners repertoire early on. And then we eventually played, basically most of Polaris' songs. Well, how about that? We got 31 minutes left, and we've hit $520. That's right, $520. I said if we got one more donation, that would be awesome. That makes us more than half. And that's right, I'll finish the story saga. So, kiddies, get the popcorn ready, and let's talk Motley Crue. Okay, so the year was 1990 something, and we had won the contest. So now it was just a matter of waiting for the show. We'd survived the wrath of Cry Havoc and its fans, so we'd earned our place to play before Laidlaw, who was the touring band opening with Motley Crue. So we were pleased as punch. Nobody else even really had to in the band really had to deal with the Cry Havoc situation, so everything was peachy for them. So we get to the venue. We're hurried along. We do a pretty quick sound check. It's clear they don't really care. But all the gear's set up and it's all ready to go. Everything sounds good. It's loud as balls. So, you know, sounds good to me. So we're all set. I've got the guitars tuned and triple tuned and double checked and ready to go, and we're all set. And we go backstage, and they stick us in a little tiny room that had like a flat case, like you would get at like Sam's Club or Costco of canned sodas, not cold, just warm Pepsis. So there was those, and it seems like maybe there was a small bucket of ice and some glasses, and then that was it. And we didn't care. We didn't have a rider. So actually, I think the band did have a rider, which included a package of chicken ramen noodles and a jar of Yoo-Hoo, which a venue in Fayetteville actually provided one time, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so we're backstage at Motley Crue, and our hopes are high, but they are quickly dashed because we are told that the Motley Crue will not see us. We will not be able to go down to their dressing room or anywhere near their dressing room, which is at the other end of the hall. And not only that, they will not come and visit us either, which was a little sad. We thought maybe they would pop in and say, hey guys, thanks so much, congratulations, have a good show, we're Motley Crue, fuck off, bye, and leave. That would have been okay. I would have been all right with that. We didn't get that, but that was okay. So, now it's almost showtime. We're standing around waiting. Now, if you've ever been part of any kind of theater or production group, you know who the most tense, paranoid, anxious person is. That's right, the stage manager. And you can see him with his little headset on and his clipboard, and he is in a full-on panic. He is sprint walking around the place with his hand on his ear, talking to anyone who will listen, clearly freaking out. Scott, the singer, grabs the guy by the arm and says, "Hey man, is everything okay?" Which Scott was not ready for his answer, because this guy had been waiting for someone to ask him if everything was okay, and he unloaded. Well, apparently the issue was the DJ. There was a radio DJ from 105 or one of those stations, hell, I'm not sure, and they were supposed to come and introduce Ashtray Babyhead. And you can't start the show unless this guy goes out and introduces the band, and this guy is full on freaking. I'd say we're running 7 minutes behind, something really nominal to us, but is just devastating to this guy. So Scott, ever the peacekeeper, says, "Oh man, well that's not that big a deal. I mean, hell, Josh could introduce us if," and that's all Scott got out of his mouth, and this guy's gotten me by the wrist and he's walking me onto the stage. So I remember having one moment where I said in my head, I said, well, do I try and come up with something right now or do I ad-lib it? And about the time I had that thought, I was at the microphone. And as soon as I got to the mic, the guy just walked me out to the mic, let go of my arm, and disappeared just like a ghost. Spotlight hits me, reaction takes over, and I essentially do the beginning of Kiss Alive 2, where I kind of pander to the crowd and say things like, "Oh yeah, Little Rock! Yeah, y'all doing all right!" Which they ate up, because they didn't know who I was or what I was doing. And they went, "Yeah!" And I said, "Are you guys ready for some rock and roll?" And they all said, "Yeah!" And I said, "Oh, are you ready for Motley Crue?" And they said, "Yeah!" And so then I went on a little thing about, well, we want you to put your hands together for a local group of boys who are going to come out and rock for you. And that was the last "yeah" that we got until the band was done. I said, "Ashtray Babyhead." Everyone went, "Who?" And then they started their set, which was tight and succinct and just spot on. And dudes did this move. It was fun to see from the stage, honestly. I don't know what we were expecting. I wasn't exactly expecting that, but it was quite funny. Now, from my vantage point, I watched a number of things. I saw lots of guys flipping off the band and lots of the guys turning their back and doing the arms cross. I did see a lot of girls really enjoying it, which seemed to make all the guys mad, which, hey, that's what happens. But then the funny part was about halfway through the set, one guy in the crowd decided he'd had enough, and he was going to take that $6 bottle of Coke and just chuck it at the stage. And so he did. So he loosened the cap just enough and just footballed it onto the stage. Now, this guy had a hell of an arm, because it sailed like a football, just like a rocket, over everyone's head, and including the band, went right over. I remember looking at it and seeing it go over Ryan's head and then explode onto Motley Crue's drum set. Sticky Coke everywhere. Hey, we didn't do it. And then the funniest part of that was then catching Ryan's eye, and we both had a good laugh because we both saw it and knew that it was meant for him, and he had dodged a bullet without even moving. So there you go. There's the Motley Crue story. Now, I'd love to say that Motley Crue came out and rocked, but it was one of those era Motley Crue shows where Vince Neil sings about 2 to 3 words per song and then expects the crowd to just fill in the rest. You know, he's the one, he's the one that, he's a, that was the show that they put on that night. So, you know, it's funny that the people really enjoyed that, but then hated the really tight, well put together, catchy, melodic band. But there you go, Motley Crue versus Ashtray Babyhead. That's the end of the story. If you missed the first part, go back on the other stream and find it in there somewhere. It's only like 13 or 15 hours long. Surely you can find that little 5-minute story in there somewhere. Oh, so there we go. We hit $520. We've only got 22 minutes left, guys. This is probably about the end of it, but we hit 520, so that's more than half. So I'm going to call that. I'm going to be very proud of that, is what I'm going to say. I'm very proud of you guys and the local music scene here in Arkansas, because that's what this is more about. Is kind of the local music scene, the local comedy scene, and all of you guys working together, and just, you know, nice little community. I'm going to get all choked up now. Well, we got 22 minutes, guys. I'm not sure exactly what to do with this last 22 minutes. I hate to just play a video. I'd rather sit and talk to you guys, but I don't know what else to say. Let's see. Well, well, I'll go ahead and read off these names again, because I do want to thank all my patrons. This does mean a lot. We got Adrian Brigman, Andy War, Paul Hodge, Scott Hitterthur, Nicholas Schubert, Victoria Jenkins, Melanie Boyd, Valerie Linker, Robert Duarte, ×2, Wyatt Hamilton, Sarah Crosland, Leewood Thomas, J.R. Top, Clint Jones, and John Hatton, ×2. So how about them apples? That's right. We got 11 minutes. Let me see if I can find a little short video to play. And let's see. Oh, yes, this one. I don't think I attached this one to a clip. Let's see.
All right, now we're going to play one we
Hello.
Nope. Okay, well, that's okay. I'll make another one real quick by going like...
All right, now we're going to play one we
and they go away. See, just like that. And now I can add a new video. Let's watch it. What is it? Well, it's another Sinners at Whitewater, but we haven't watched this one yet. I don't know that we've seen any video clips from this particular lineup. So let's see. Over there on the upright doghouse bass, and Leewood Crazy Arms Thomas back there on the drums.
God damn it, you suck now, break my heart. Alright, that's it, I'm gonna kill it, drag it right into the woods and eat your heart. Heart, whoa, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 whoa, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 whoa, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 whoa, And I said, you said, do not break my heart.
Hey, there we go. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart, you guys. Please. Please. That's the country version, rockabilly version of that song. It was a punk rock version done by myself, Philip Peglow, and originally written with Shane Gray. That's right. Spooky Talk Show's very own Shane Gray came up with a lot of the drum part and a lot of the, I think a lot of the chorus and backing stuff for that song. And then Jason Tedford dropped his bass and played drums on that song, which he did not ever do. So, so that's always fun, sort of. We got 16 minutes left. We got $520, and that is nothing to shake a stick at. And trust me, I have shaken sticks at all sorts of stuff. I live in Arkansas. That's what we do. We shake sticks. Well, guys, there's only a little bit of time left. Not sure what to do. If there's a story that you guys want me to tell you, I love to tell stories. I'd love to tell more stories on the show. And you know what? It's funny that we talk about stories. If you haven't watched our extra bonus show, The Sound Man Stole My Gear, and other crazy gig stories, you should really go check it out, because I drag some of my musician buddies into the house and we tell stories. And I ask them the craziest stuff they've seen and the craziest things that have happened to them, and you know, that sort of stuff. And you'd probably not be surprised to learn that a lot of musicians, especially guys that go out on the road, see some really bizarre crap and have some interactions that just don't happen for anybody else. And if you're a musician and you've been out there and you've slept in a van and you've run into one of those guys that you'll never forget, then you know what I'm talking about. Dirty Sean and I will probably never forget the strange man we ran into in Memphis outside of the Buccaneer Lounge. We were just taking a break from our set, and a strange man approached us and said his name was Talk, and he was on holiday. And that was basically all he knew how to say. We learned that very quickly. We said, oh, cool. Well, hey, go on inside. I don't think they're even charging a cover anymore. I'm on holiday. Okay, cool. Well, come on inside. Enjoy some music. My name is Talk. I'm on holiday. He went on. Later that same show, I look over to see a woman jump over the bar and attack the bartender, and they both go to the ground. I start to get concerned, and the person next to me says, don't worry, that's just the owner and his wife. They do that all the time. Joe Cephas of the Georgetown Massacre set that show up, and we went and played with them. We were assuming it was a standard gig, and I guess so did they, but when we got to the Buccaneer Lounge, it turned out the Memphis Yacht Club, one, exists, and two, was having their Christmas party there. They weren't real wild about us weirdos coming in. They gave us the benefit of the doubt, though, and they hung around until we started playing, and some of them even danced with some of the guys we brought with us, and that quickly turned weird when they started listening to the lyrics of the song and the crazy rapid tempos. They just couldn't handle it, and they all split. That's okay. Clint and Terry tried to dance with those Memphis Yacht ladies. They wouldn't have him. Hey, they're lost, Clinton. They're lost. Guys, we got about 13 minutes left. I could tell you more stories from the road, or we could tell more stories from the show. Robert had some great questions about the Adam the Woo episode, which was really good. I'm hoping that, I'd like to think that with everybody using Skype and Zoom now, maybe we can get some of those other urban explorers. Adam has kind of stopped urban exploring and doesn't really do much that's risky or dangerous. But that's not true of Dan Bell. If you don't know Dan Bell, go check out This is Dan Bell on YouTube or Twitter and check him out, because the man is fearless. He will climb into any building. I don't care how disgusting and creepy and haunted and scary it is. He just climbs right in. Broken glass doesn't stop him. There's only a window up on the 3rd floor open. He'll find a way in. The guy has got some balls. So if you haven't checked it out, you really got to check out Dan Bell. And so I've invited him on this show. Now, he was originally going to come on the show as a live guest and actually stop by the studio. He's visited Arkansas a few times, and oh gosh, if you want to check out, if you're in Arkansas and you want to check out something really spooky, check out Dan Bell on YouTube. Just type in Arkansas. He goes to a really creepy little abandoned motel where there was a site of a murder. Very cool, very spooky. And he was going to come in. He was like, yeah, I'll probably come back through Arkansas at some point, so I'll come in and sit down and we'll talk. But now, well, maybe we can just get him to do a little Skype interview. You're right, Adam. You're right, Adam. You're right, Robert. All Adam does now is eat takeout food. His videos are just him going to takeout locations in California and eating them. And I mean, hey, if that's what you're into, and especially if you're in SoCal and you need to know what takeout places are good, I guess that's some good information. But I liked the videos where he would sneak into an abandoned highlight arena. Who knew there were highlight arenas to start with? Not to mention they have no windows, so the inside is completely pitch black. Yeah. So, those are the videos I tend to like instead of, watching Adam try to find out who has the best chili dog in SoCal. We got 11 minutes left, guys. This was fun. Did we hit $1,000? No. Did we have a lot of fun? Yes. Am I completely sleep deprived and, probably a little more insane because of it? Yes. But that's okay. That's all right. We had some good times. We had some laughs. I'll never forget that time I made fun of Ashtray Babyhead. Seems like it was just 10 minutes ago. Anyway, if you guys have suggestions for guests, or if you maybe know somebody who could get us a guest to Skype into Spooky Talk Show, hey, we'd love that. We have no problem with taking favors from people. If you've got a connection to somebody, then you just do that. Jacob the Carpetbagger has also been contacted by Spooky Talk Show. He messaged back again. It was the same thing. It was, I'll probably come back through Arkansas, and if I do, I'll message you and stop by for a chat, which is great. It let me know that at least he watched the clip and knew we existed. If we can get, if we can get things back on track, then I'm sure I could probably get Jacob the Carpetbagger to do a live interview. And I have no doubt that man has some really spooky stories to tell us. His videos, he doesn't let things stop him. He tends to go out to the places where you really can't get in because of fences or flooding or police or whatever, and that doesn't stop him. He gets his drone out, and then we still get a look inside of the creepy abandoned place. But the places where he actually gains access are a lot of times just as creepy as the ones that Adam the Woo would journey to. So that's always awesome. 9 minutes, guys. I'm counting this down because I'm going to crash so hard. It's going to be like unplugging me from the Matrix. I'm just going to crumple to the floor, boneless, just a pile of goo. And Fortunately, I've got a girlfriend who will hopefully just sweep that goo into the dustpan and dump me into the bed. I hope that's I hope that's the case. Don't you love when he screams? Well, I love when any of those guys scream, honestly. If you've never heard Dan Bell scream, he's got a pretty good one too. Oh, guys. I'll tell you what, this has been a fun time. We've only got a few minutes left. I'm going to sleep like a baby. I have had no sleep, but my belly is completely full of the best possible food I could have eaten because my amazing girlfriend got me an early Father's Day present from Katz's Delicatessen. Yes, that's right, Katz's, the famous delicatessen since 1888 in New York. And she ordered me a giant sampler box that's got brisket and corned beef and pastrami. And there's 2 jars of that special deli mustard, and then there's some pickles. And anyway, so my belly is full of pastrami. So I know that I'm going to pass out and have pastrami dreams in 7 minutes. 7 minutes, guys. This has been a lot of fun. There's still a few people watching, so to those of you who stuck all the way to the end, hey, thanks a lot. That means a lot. I don't know. I got nothing else. I'll just sit here and stare at myself for 7 minutes, I guess. No, this has been a lot of fun. Watched a lot of videos. If you're interested in any of the guests, go check out their videos on our channel, and at some point during the video I will mention how to find them on social media. That's about as good as we do here at Spooky Talk Show. What do you want, a link? You got Google, right? Come on. So, so thanks again to all our patrons. Oh, pastrami. Adrian Brigman, Andy War, Paul Hodge, Scott Hinterthur, Nicholas Joubert, Victoria Jenkins, Melanie Boyd, Valerie Linker, Robert Duarte, Wyatt Hamilton, Sarah Crossland, Leewood Thomas, J.R. Top, Clint Jones, John Hatton, and John Hatton. $520, guys. That is not too shabby. And looks like we're going to have a Booyah Dad CD coming out here next month. Also not too shabby. So maybe we'll have a little information on that when that happens. Last 5 minutes, guys. Let's watch a video together or something. I don't know. Robert, take care. Thanks so much. You probably logged more hours on this journey than anyone besides me, so I appreciate that. Like I said, anybody that sent me videos and things trying to help that I couldn't use, don't think I didn't use it because I didn't like it. I didn't use it because this machine just won't let me do anything. As soon as I started trying to open files and move things around, download things from servers, he got mad, and then the YouTube lights started flashing and everything got choppy. And that's no good. So there we go. I'd love to play fresh, unmixed Riots tracks, but we'll have to save that for another time. Maybe we'll save that for a CD release show. And thanks to Clusters of Fornication. Perfect timing, man. You sent me a video at just the right time. Was able to just slide that thing right in there. Skeeter, man, I appreciate the effort. Like I said, I just wasn't able to go rip those files from the interwebs and then download them and wedge them into my software here. Hell, we're lucky we played as many video clips as we did, honestly. I kind of thought this thing would have crashed after a few hours, but it ran pretty good. This second one is not quite as good. We ran 15 hours or 16 hours, 16 and a half hours or something like that straight, and had a dropped frame rate of very little, like 0.5. This one we've only gone 2 hours and we're hitting 5%. So this computer just doesn't like me. It's done with me. It's sick of me. And when it saw that I was going to relaunch the stream again, it just got mad and said no. So if this 2 hours has been kind of choppy, I apologize. That's about it. So there's 3 minutes left. If anybody wants to go ahead and throw another donation on there, that'll tickle me pink. You can actually watch me get tickled pink right here live. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, right there. Thanks again, guys. This was a lot of fun and insane and tiring. And but I felt the love. I felt the love. So that's about all that matters. I'm just talking in circles. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. So thanks so much once again to all our patrons. Love you guys, especially you guys that donated twice. Come on. Come on. MVPs right there. So I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. Follow us on Facebook at Spooky Talk Show, on Twitter, Spooky Talk Show, and you know, maybe we'll get another show going. You'll be the first to know if you follow us on Facebook. Oh wait, we got one last comment. You found Spooky Talk Show from Adam the Woo. Most people did. Most people did. We got most of our subscribers from the Adam the Woo special. And you're from Mena and you live in Minnesota. That's a big climate change. Well, stay safe in Minnesota, my friend. And hopefully this will not be our last stream. Hopefully we'll get something and get back in action. If I've got to build something out of tin cans and old radio parts, so be it. All right, well, I think that's it. There's nothing left to say. Those links are going to last for at least a while, so if tomorrow you find yourself with an extra $5 and you want to send it, it will still help. You just don't get to hear me say your name on the YouTubes. So there you go. All right, you guys stay